Hello everyone, it's me Srivalli. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's episode, I'm gonna talk about spiritual solitude. So I hope you guys are ready for this. Let's get started. I feel like there's silence deeper than words, a place within us untouched by the noise of the people, noise of the world. This is solitude, not loneliness, but a sacred space. A place where the soul began to whisper and the spirit began to remember. There comes a point on spiritual path where something unreversible happens. Like you don't relate to people anymore and they don't relate to you. And it's not because you've become bitter or better, it's because you've tasted a silence the world is still running from. You've sat in the kind of solitude that strips away your identity, your roles, your attachments, until all that's left is something worldless, vast, unnamed. When you return to the noise of the people, the conversations, they feel foreign. You listen, but the language is different. You smile, but the connection feels like a memory. Because when the soul wakes up, it outgrows what once made it feel seen. It's a sacred disconnection, not from love but from illusion, not from humanity but from the dream of it. There's grief in it, the silent kind. Because you realize you're not just walking away from the world. What remains is not a person trying to belong, a presence that simply is. This is spiritual solitude, because even where loneliness doesn't follow, because you're not seeking to be understood anymore, you're just listening to the God, to the universe, to the space between your breath. If you're there, it's not quiet. If you're there in this quiet exhale of the soul, I just want you to know it's not the end, but it's the beginning. It's not the easiest part of the path. It's not glamorous. There are no fireworks here. Only silence, stillness, and the truth. You know, there are some books that we read, and there are some books that read us. So there's this book that starts with a sloka, and the sloka is like Asathoma Sargamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. So the meaning of this sloka is, from unreal lead me to real, from darkness lead me to light, from death lead me to immortality. There are books you read and there are books that read you. And At the Feet of the Master by Krishnamurti sir is that kind of a book. Like the book actually reads you. You don't read the book. It didn't shout wisdom, it whispered it. Like it felt like a sitting at the edge of the river, watching at your own reflection, and you feel like the reflection is talking. You feel like your own reflection is asking you that, are you ready to see yourself? And yeah, I didn't find this book. It found me, I feel like. Because Lakshmi ma'am, who's my mentor, who introduced me to this book, and yeah, my entire theosophy journey started with this book, At the Feet of the Master. And a huge thanks to Lakshmi ma'am, because in that quiet between chapters of my life, when noise has lost its meaning and even words felt heavy at that time, it came like a breeze through an open window. Simple, small, but carrying the fragrance of something ancient, something eternal. This book speaks of just 4 things, but each one opens like a lotus, like layer by layer, breath by breath. So number one thing that this book talks about is discrimination. not judgment but truth seeing, the ability to know what is real and what is an illusion, what is eternal and what will fade. It taught me to pause before reacting, to ask, is this something that's coming from my ego or from my soul? And the second thing is desirelessness, not detachment but freedom, to live without being enslaved by longing, to taste joy but not to be addicted to it, to walk lightly even through abundance. The third thing that this book talk about is the good conduct. Not morality from the world to see, but silence, inner alignment, the kind of grace in your choices, even when no one is watching. And the fourth one is love. Not desire, not attachment, but presence. The kind of love that holds the whole world without needing a single thing. You must discriminate between the real and the unreal, the truth and the false, the permanent and the impermanent. When I first read that line, like it didn't feel like knowledge. It felt like remembrance, like a truth I already carried within me, but had forgotten in the noise of the world. This book doesn't teach you anything new. It reminded me of what my soul already know. That stripped away the layers, the performance, the rush, and what reminded was stillness, a quiet fire.